PR Connections Radio presents. This episode of Thinking into Results is brought to you by Classy Communications PR and Advertising. Classy Communications provides public relations and marketing solutions for businesses, professionals, and nonprofit organizations. They can deliver the true meaning of your business with press releases, social media marketing, web development, email marketing, book publishing, and much more. Wherever your potential clients are, they can help you connect with them. Visit classycommunications.net to learn more about their suite of services that can help your business stand out from the rest. Classy Communications is your solution for business success.
I guess you can be very successful without one, and probably some people do. But I would not have accomplished anywhere near what I have accomplished without a mentor. I have had a number of mentors, and my whole life has changed dramatically. I went from going nowhere to having a business that operates all over the world. If you want to win in a big way, you want to get a mentor. It's almost like getting a direct pipeline from their mind to your mind, where you're gaining all their wisdom, all their experience, and all the studying that they've done over a number of years. And like that, you get it all in a short period of time. Are mentors important? Well, I'm going to tell you, mentors literally changed the course of my life. Let's take a look at what Thinking into Results is and what it could do for you, how it came about. You see, my life had changed dramatically. I went from earning nothing to earning over $1 million a year. And I was sitting one day and I was thinking, how did all this happen? Do you know, I was reading Think and Grow Rich. I was studying Earl Nightingale's material. But a lot of people have read those books and studied Earl's material. And they weren't accomplishing what I was accomplishing. So I had to ask myself, what am I doing so different? You see, I had been raised to believe if you're going to earn a lot of money, you've got to be really smart. I was earning over $1 million a year, and I didn't think I was that bright. I was also raised to believe if you don't go to school, you can't win. Well, I hadn't gone to school. I went to high school for about 2 months. I didn't have a good job. I owned the entire company. If you want to be happy, healthy, and prosperous, it's all here. Thinking into Results is going to show you how to get it. If what I've said really triggered something in your mind and you're thinking maybe, contact the certified PGI consultant, hit the button, leave the information, do yourself a favor, sit down and talk to them about what this program can do for you. This very well could be the decision that will change the rest of your life.
Thank you, Bob. I'm Sid Maestri, and I'm your Thinking in Results coach. And with me is my co-host today, John Gage. John is a trained voice actor and longtime student of Thinking in Results. And our title today is Fear is the Pathway to Success. And we're all facing fears, and we're going to talk about how that shows up and how you can handle it. And today, we've got a little slide, PowerPoint slide to give you a little example of what we're talking about in overcoming your fears. Can you put it, my producer Dana, can you put up our slide? There we are. So we're looking at the stick person here. We're using the mind as the large circle there, and the smaller one's the body. And then the first diagram there, you've got the X in the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. And that represents your programming, or we call your paradigm, your habitual habits, how you think and what you do. And you're on the autopilot, and you're really comfortable. You have no hassles in life. You may not be living your dream, but you're comfortable. And our second one there is showing the outside information that's coming into you from see, taste, touch, hear, and smell. And that's constantly coming into your conscious mind. And you can choose to keep it or not keep it, reject it or accept it. Whatever you accept goes into your subconscious mind, and the subconscious believes everything that you accept. But what happens so often, we're not noticing it, we're not paying attention, and we're just reacting to what's happening outside of us. That can be a negative activity. And it's going into your subconscious mind also. So here we have comfortable person living his life. Conscious mind and subconscious are aligned. And an idea, Bob likes to say, a power greater than ourselves are coming in and bringing us ideas. And you latch on to ideas that you like. Now it's in your conscious mind, and nothing's happening other than you're mulling it over. Maybe you're thinking about it. Everything is going hunky-dory, as they say. When you decide to take action, and the subconscious mind is controlling the action, what your body's doing. Bob likes to say when we get the YX in the subconscious, he says all hell breaks loose. It's something new. It's something different. We haven't done it before, and it's a goal that you want, and you never had it before. And if you want something you've never had before, you're going to have to do something you never did before. And now the why is in the subconscious there, wanting to do something different. Because if you knew how to do it, you would already have the goal. So now your subconscious is battling it. It likes everything the way it is, doesn't like something new. And our conversation today is to outline this process and for you to recognize that when you're have a new goal and you've got your plan and you're hesitant to start the plan, or you write it down, but you don't take action yet, because that first step, your subconscious rejects it, does not want you to do that, sabotages you. And you just don't feel like it. You're procrastinating. It just doesn't get off your desk. And when you know this is happening, you can do something about it. And the strongest thing you can do is writing out your goal. We call it with 6 steps. You're writing your goal, what you want, when you want it, what product or service you're going to give for it, and your plan. Wherever you're starting, whatever plan you have, that's what you start with. Then you're going to write that out in a nice statement. And then you're going to read it in front of the mirror twice a day, morning and night. You can do that with, I like to say, passion and unbridled enthusiasm. You're bringing positive energy, a positive emotion into the subconscious. And that's where our emotions are. We call them feelings. But to increase the, also would be the vibration. The more you're repeating it and visualizing it and seeing it, raises the vibration of that idea. And then wonderful things happen. So repetition is so important. But we're really going to get into John's story, because John has a fantastic story about what we call breaking through the terror barrier. So if we can take our slide off and get the star of the story today. John, would you like to share your breaking through the terror barrier?
Well, first off, I'd like to say that every terror barrier is different. It depends on what your goal is. So it depends on where the terror barrier starts. Like with a salesperson, a lot of times a salesperson, that terror barrier is the telephone. This little, less than a half a pound item becomes very heavy to make that phone call and ask somebody that you don't know for a sale. So that's what a terror barrier is. It's something that you're not, like you said, you're not sure about, you've never done before, and your subconscious saying, no, I'm comfortable over here. See the little guy on the far left, the double X or triple X guy, I like him. Let me be there. And it'll affect all of us, especially when you're trying to change who you are. Because you want to better yourself in some fashion, no matter what it would be, whether it be your health, your finances, your happiness. It all has its own terror barrier. And one of the things that I found handy was asking other people for help to get through that. And sometimes it may just be there sitting there holding your hand just as support, So a terror barrier is a personal challenge that you have to get through. A good example, and I'll get into my story here in a second, but a good example of a terror barrier in a show is Santa Claus is coming to town. I know we talked about this before, but when the Wicked Wizard gets the choo-choo train and he melts and his evilness is gone, he's afraid to be good because he doesn't know how to do it. And they sing a little song called "Put One Foot in Front of the Other," and that's kind of how you beat this. Now, as you said, I'm a professionally trained voice actor, and I've had to put that off for a bit. And there's a terror barrier there, but I'm working through that now. But right after I was trained, a lot happened in my life. I was married for 30 years. Thought it was the one, and it's never, nothing ever bad's ever going to happen. And all of a sudden, overnight, I'm by myself. My bank account's broke. My credit's ruined. I didn't do it. I don't even know what happened. I still don't, and it's irrelevant. But the part of my point is what I had to go through. So I start repairing my life, repairing things. And my current wife, we're talking over Zoom like this, okay, for a couple of years. And she said, you should get into voice acting. And I've been thinking about this now since I was like in my early 20s. Everybody says, oh, you've got a great voice. And I'm like, right, I've got a face for radio. I get it. Ha, ha, ha,
John,
but
can I ask a question? You said
sure.
My wife. Did you tell him that you got a divorce? And after divorce,
right,
you got
I said my current wife. Yeah.
You got a new wife.
I got a divorce. I'm talking to my current wife after the divorce.
Okay, I missed
like
that.
I said, I was alone. I'm assuming everybody understands that it was a divorce. I could be wrong, but you're right. We ended up in divorce. It was ugly. And it's okay because I'm much happier now. But so the first thing about becoming a voice actor is, okay, where do I go? So she suggests a place, and it happens to be a place that happens to be pretty popular and very good at training professionals. Because I know a few people that have done it personally, and they're successful. And during that time, I got really ill. I was in the hospital a lot. So that postpones it because my health is bad. Because let's face it, you kind of need good health to kind of move forward and do some of these things. So I had to repair my health. And that took a turn for the worse at the beginning of 2022. I spent 2.5 months in the hospital, or 2 months in the hospital. And when I got out of that hospital, they told me two things. I would be on 9 liters of oxygen for the rest of my life, and you don't see a hose. And I would be very limited in my mobility. I would need a walker at least. And I get out of the hospital March 18th, 2022. Matter of fact, that was 3 years ago yesterday. Now that I think about it. And my then friend, who is now my wife, says, hey, I'm going to come visit you in a couple of months. Because she lived in Pennsylvania and I lived in Las Vegas. So it wasn't like we could meet. So we Zoomed all the time. And I'm like, oh, she's coming to see me. Oh, I can't let her see me like this. So I get off the oxygen. I decided that I wasn't going to be on the oxygen at all. So I'm not on the oxygen anymore. I'm still using the walker when she gets here. I think we spent a total of 3 hours together, total, in the whole time she was here, and maybe 4. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful, wonderful. It was a great time. I could do nothing but smile the whole time. It was wonderful. Then we continued to talk after she came back to Pennsylvania, and we didn't kiss, by the way, so we hadn't kissed yet. So
You're a gentleman, John.
Goodbye, but we hadn't kissed, and I have the picture, of us. Let me see if I've got it here. I don't know if you want me to share it. No, I don't have that photo here, but I still have that photo because it was actually a really good photo. Then we decided to move in together, and during this time, I'm starting to work on my voice acting career again. I'm starting to feel better. My voice is getting strong. I'm doing exercises for my jaw and doing everything I'm supposed to. And
John, can I interrupt
Go ahead.
Can I interrupt for a moment?
Sure.
When did your dream to be a voice actor occur? When did the desire came to you?
Well, like I said, in my early 20s, but it never really hit me until probably 5 years ago that would be something I could do pretty consistently. And honestly, I think it'd be kind of fun to be a cartoon villain. Have all my grandkids go, "That's my granddad." It'd be fun. I got to admit that would be just absolutely fantastic. My grandkids could be, yeah, my granddad is the voice of this person. But so that's a dream of mine to do, and it will happen.
What kept you?
Like I said, go ahead.
What kept you from getting started?
Well, I was just actually getting to that.
Excuse me.
That's okay. My current wife at the time, she wasn't my wife at the time, but we decided to become a couple. So we talked every day. We talked over Zoom every day. Then in about 2 months from that, we decided to move in together. Well, I live in Las Vegas. She lived in Pennsylvania. So where are we going to live? Well, we decided to move to Florida, northern Florida, on the coast. And there was a multitude of reasons, but so I decided, well, this is going to be an interesting relationship. I just got out of a bad relationship, so I'm sitting here going, oh my God, is this even going to work out? I ended up leaving everything I had except for what you see behind me in the computer I'm using at my vehicle. And I drove here from Las Vegas. It was about 3,000 miles. The whole time going, and I left everything. I gave it to a friend, said, here you go. I literally left a bed worth $12,000 to him. So just so you know, there was a lot of money that was left there if you're going to monetize it. There was a lot of things that were there, but they were part of my old life that I didn't want anymore. But I was so scared that either I would screw up, mainly that I would screw up, and ruin this relationship. And it was hard to deal with the fact, is it real? Because we're moving in together. We've never kissed. We've never been on but more than, we went to breakfast once and we went to an official date for dinner. Okay. And they were a week apart. And I think the first one was about, I don't know, an hour. And I think the second one was pretty close to that, about an hour and a half. And so I'm driving here thinking, is this real? I pray this is real. So there's a lot of fear going, and I'm driving, and the thing that kept me going was we were talking, and as I got here, the fear reduced, but I needed it. But when we decided to do this, I had to put my voice acting career on hold, because there's two fear barriers I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with the fear of a brand new relationship with somebody that I need to, we need to learn who each other is, who we are. We need to learn each other and learn what makes the other happy and how to communicate with that person so that we have a long, happy, and beautiful relationship, which is this is an absolutely wonderful relationship. I will forever love this relationship. It's never going away as far as I'm concerned. And so I get here, and when I pull up to the apartment for the first time, I actually see my then girlfriend standing in the window waiting for me, and she runs down and meets me, and I'm like, oh, thank God it's real. She's there. Oh my God, thank you. You know, that it's one of those things that you're like, oh, so that was a big stress, a big relief. And then we're starting to get to know each other. And I know that I'm putting my voice acting on hold for a bit because I need to make this relationship strong. And now that it's strong, I can do anything I want. I have all of the support in the world from this absolutely wonderful, beautiful woman, and there are no complaints on my end. So around the beginning of the year, I decided, you know what? I'm going to start doing, and give me just a second, because the place that I went to, the place that I worked with that taught me my career has little guidelines and little, little path to success over a year. So I pulled that, and now I'm working on that. So,
do you have any doubt, John? Do you have any doubt? Do you have any doubt you'll be successful?
I have no doubt I'll be successful.
I know. I wanted everybody to hear that.
I absolutely know I'll be successful. So I hope she doesn't get mad at me. That's the picture we took in Las Vegas.
Liz.
Yes.
She's a cutie.
She's an absolutely adorable and wonderful human being. And I'm thankful. I'm blessed. And if it wasn't for her, that March 18th, 2022, I probably wouldn't be where I am today, because I would have just fallen into most likely a depression and lost my will to do things. That's why I was said earlier, don't be afraid to ask for help. I mean, when you work with Sid and I, we'll help you too, but there's going to be times that you need somebody that's close to you. Ask them for help. Don't sit there and fight this on your own. There are people that, if people support you, you're going to have the best chance ever of being successful. You will not fail. And I'm going to tell you this right now, people. The only time you fail is when you stop. Don't stop. Stopping 3 feet from the gold vein is a mistake that will cost you for the rest of your life. Chase what makes you happy and what you want. Concentrate on that. Talk to yourself every day about it. Keep reminders in front of you, which I do, so you see these things. Make them real. Give yourself an emotional connection to these, so that subconscious that's fighting that why turns itself into a why.
John, let me add to what you just said. The other is, and we believe whatever you want has a vibration, and it's higher than you are, otherwise you'd have it. So every time you're picturing picturing your goal, you're seeing it in your mind's eye.
Mhm.
But if you spend 5 minutes a day sitting quietly and just going inwardly and just thinking about what you want, that goal, and what it looks like, and picture yourself doing it in that picture, and do that every day, 5 minutes, the picture gets more clear, more detailed, more ideas come to you to help you reach that goal.
But one of the keys that you have to remember is we don't think in words.
Yes.
We think in pictures. And pictures hold an emotional connection to our psyche, subconscious, whatever you wish to call it. So by creating a picture of you in that situation, your subconscious doesn't realize that this is not real. If you picture yourself there, your subconscious will find a way to do it. The thing is, you got to be careful when that fear barrier hits, and it will. Trust me, it will hit. And it doesn't matter what you're doing, there's going to be a barrier there that's going to stop you for a short period that you're going to have to cross to be successful. And that's when you have to persevere and allow the faith to kick in, allow the belief in yourself, and focus on those pictures. And never be afraid to ask for a little bit of help. Because sometimes a little bit of moral support is all you need to get through that barrier. You just got to get through it, because on the other side, as it says, there's freedom. And that freedom is what's in here and in here. That's where that freedom goes. That's where you get it.
Well, John, thank you. Thank you so much. I've heard part of your story, but you really put it together today. And I really respect you, and you're just the best. But you've also triggered something that I've been thinking
I didn't mean
about.
to trigger.
Huh?
I said I didn't mean to trigger you.
Oh, no. I'm going to make a declaration. I'm going to let the public
good.
know. 8 years ago, I had an idea to write a book.
Mhm.
And I had my title, When God Speaks, Shut Up and Listen. And I've written a whole lot, got a lot of notes, a lot of raw material. 8 years. I've tried a couple times. I just haven't been able to get started. So I got that terror barrier there. And so today I'm making a declaration of commitment to write my book. And of course, it's going on the bestseller list. But I will start tomorrow. We suggest people that want to write to get up an hour earlier. Not beginning at 6. I'll be up at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'll send you a text. I'm at it, and I'll start my project.
Okay.
When God speaks, shut up and listen. So we can look back
I've
on.
been up for about 3 hours by then anyway. So
Well, that's because you're ahead of me.
I do want to add one thing. Wherever you're at, start moving towards your goal. You don't have to be prepared for it. Don't overthink it. Don't do some of the things I've done. Those are mistakes that I've made. Do not overthink this. Just move forward.
Thank you, John. I need to hear that. I already know my opening. I hadn't been thinking about it, but it just came up, so I know what to do tomorrow morning to get the pin moving. If you want to reach us, I don't see there it is. You can go to sidmaestri.com, and you can make in the contact me if you'd like more information, have a conversation, talk about your goals. And John and I are here to help you. Would love to chat with you, get your ideas, some feedback on what we're doing with our podcast. We do this every Wednesday, 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And this is a lot of fun. I had never done anything like this before. PR PR Connections Radio. These are real professionals. They got this studio, online studio, and walk us through it and take good care of us. So I think we're about through here, and we'll say goodbye till next week and thank our producer, Dana Wall Oakley. She's the best.
Yes, she is.
And I think she's listening to us.
Well, it's always good to, to schmooze it up.
PR Connections Radio thanks you for watching this podcast. Check out more episodes of this show and our others at prconnectionsradio.com.